Hi TLC, it's Em here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how to get prepared for the new year and get your affairs in order. So if you have a notebook handy, it might be great to take down some notes here and get yourself organized and start to put together a little list of things that we want to be getting on top of. So first off, straight off the bat, getting your insurances and your first aid and CPR up to date. These little things can slip by under the radar pretty easily if we don't have a system of reminding ourselves of these things. So just making sure that you're on top of your first aid, you're on top of your CPR, and all of your insurances are up to date. So making sure that the new year we're covered and we've got everything above board. I like to set myself little reminders on my phone. Hey, you've got this coming up in a month, or this is due. You just don't want this to come up and creep around, and then before you know it, you've got to take a day off work to go and do your first aid or your CPR. So just making sure that all of those things are up to date, they're paid for, and they're good to go for the year. Next up, we want to look at our class planning and our continued learning. So thinking about the year that you've had, looking at your class planning, maybe moving into the new year, you want to refresh your class planning or come up with some new classes. So at the end of the year, I know we're a little bit fatigued and we're tired and we're ready for a break, but it's a nice time to just kind of look back at your class plans and maybe have a think about how you can refresh, come up with some new ideas, have some new inspiration, and really look at the new year with fresh energy and new challenging classes. With that as well, looking at some continued learning. So once you get into the groove of being a full-time instructor, you can let go a little bit of your learning. So making sure that you're always keeping that front of mind, keeping that fresh energy, continuing to challenge yourself and learning new things, whether that be taking on a short course or using your TLC membership to have a look at some of the avenues that you haven't gone down yet, some of the areas that you might feel like need a little bit more work within your own instructing, within your class planning, or if there's some exercises that you might want to master yourself. So really continuing that learning, making sure that you're really challenging yourself to stay front of mind with your creativity, with where you're expanding within your space. So making sure that you're really continuing to challenge yourself with your learning as well. We also want to be looking at how we're spending our time and time blocking our weeks or our days. So as a contractor, we do have sometimes quite a lot of free time. Being your own boss definitely is a lot of fun, but also having that accountability with yourself and making sure that you're not just available 24/7. So really having that time block throughout your day, making sure you're staying on top of all of your business throughout, not just your physical teaching of classes. So maybe taking a look at how you spent your time this year and have a little look at where you might be able to maximize your efficiency in your time. So if you know on Mondays you are really energetic and that's when you can get a lot of your admin done, maybe Mondays is where you do your admin, Tuesdays might be your class planning, Wednesdays might be for continued learning, Thursdays might be for checking in with your studio manager or your other teachers and getting together to practice your class plans. Having that specific time block to making sure that we're maximizing and utilizing our time wisely can save you a lot of time in the long run. It can save you a lot of stress and a lot of pressure in your week and in your year as well. So really maximizing your time and utilizing your time correctly. You kind of have to look at yourself being your own boss, how you can set yourself some targets and make sure you stay on top of your productivity. And finally, we look at our goal setting for the year. So taking some time to think about what it is that you want to achieve personally and what you want to achieve professionally. So as a trainer, full-time if you are, your fitness and your training can really go by the wayside. So you're putting a lot of your energy into improving other people's lives, improving other people's fitnesses, helping them hit their targets and their goals. So sometimes you do have to sit down and take a moment to think about your training and your practice and what it is you want to be achieving. So setting some time aside to think about that and set some real goals for yourself can also be very beneficial for you in the long run. So you're taking care of yourself as well. And then also having a look at your business and looking at your structure. What kind of year did you have? Where do you want to be next year? So really visualizing, setting those goals, setting those targets. Maybe it's to be working at a studio that you really love. It might be picking up more classes. So maybe you're teaching 15 classes a week and you want to bump it up to 20. Okay, so when do I want to be at 20 classes? How am I going to get there? So breaking down those goals, maybe it might be financially, or you just want to physically be teaching that many classes for your own self. Those are some things to think about. So plenty of things to set your year up right. We've got some really time efficient things to really focus on, some big picture goals, and some continued learning. So having a look at those few facets in your business and in your life are going to really help you set yourself up for an amazing year. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave these in the comments below. We can't wait to see you in the new year and hear of all your amazing new goals and projects for the coming year. Bye.